Hello and welcome to Colred Plays Raid Shadow Legends. Today we are talking about promo codes for new players. So if you are a brand new player, usually 3 days or less, or if you're considering either starting an account for the first time or starting a new account if you're an experienced player, you want to know about how the promo code system works for new players. So I'm going to be giving you all of the promo codes that are currently active for new players, plus I'm going to give you my opinion on which are the ones you want to prioritize, because you can't use all of them. Using some codes will prevent you from using other codes, and therefore you really want to know before you start which codes are going to be the most valuable for you. Now, before we even do promo codes, we want to talk about the referral program. If you have a friend who is currently playing Raid Shadow Legends and you haven't started yet, you want to get into the referral program. So what they can do, what your friend can do who plays the game, is they can come in here to their referral section and they can get a referral link that'll be copied to the clipboard. They can then email or text that to you. You use that code to download the game, and you're going to get some extra rewards. Plus, you're going to help your friend get extra rewards. They can get an epic champion here, Jamarsa. They can also get a legendary champion here, Chronum. They can also get tons of other rewards, epic tomes, shards for pulling new champions. You may not know what all of these things are. They will. They are very valuable, and this is a really good way to help your friend out. Plus, even though it doesn't show you here on this screen, you will be getting rewards as you level up for having used a referral code. So if you have already downloaded the game, unfortunately, you can't necessarily do this. If it's only a day or two old and you want to restart your account, you can do that. But the tricky thing is this link is typically only for first-time downloads. So you might have to download the game on a new device. So if you've done it on your phone, you might have to do it on a tablet, or if you have done it on the tablet, you might have to do it on your PC in order to get access to the referral program. You cannot join the referral program after you've already downloaded the game and started the game. You have to start it with a fresh account. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out there first. By the way, once you get into the game, if you're going to invite a friend into the game, definitely give them your referral link. That is the best way for you both to get extra rewards. Now let's talk about promo codes. Once you're in game, if you are a new player is typically 72 hours or less. Sometimes it's 7 days or less, or sometimes it might be if you have an account level that's below a certain number, usually 25 or 30, sometimes 40, depending on the code. So as you can see, I'm level 96, so none of these codes will apply to me. But when you want to use a code, you click on the left tab over here. You can see there is a section for promo codes. You click on that, and then you are going to get this screen. Now, there are a number of codes that are available to new players, and we're going to talk about those right now. Okay, as you can see here, we have 6 promo codes. I call these the starter promo codes. Now, you can only use one of these codes. Okay, you're going to put this code into the promo code screen. You're going to get your reward, and that will lock you out of getting any of the other rewards on this screen. So you really have to decide which champion you want, which code you want. Each code will give you one specific champion and some extra rewards, but the big choice is around the champions you choose. So I have this listed in my order of preference. Deacon Armstrong, I think, is the best choice, then Deliana, then Mordecai, and then the other champions. Really, you're going to pick one of these top 3. The other 3 are not particularly good. So I'm just going to walk you through these top 3 champions so you can decide maybe which one that you want to choose. The top option, in my opinion, is Deacon Armstrong. Now, he is a great support champion. He gets your team moving faster. He has a speed aura. He also has a turn meter increase. You may not know exactly what that means, but both of those are ways to speed up your team. He also has a debuff that weakens the enemy team and makes you do more damage. I think he's highly valuable in every aspect of the game, both in the early game and then also in the late game. So you're going to be able to use this champion for a very long time. The champion from the second code is Deliana. Now, she is a legendary, and so legendaries are typically more powerful than epics or rares. However, I think that Deacon Armstrong is an extremely powerful epic. Deliana is a pretty good legendary, and so they're fairly close in terms of overall power. I think that Deacon Armstrong is a little bit more versatile, but Deliana is a little bit more of a carry. So she has a lot of AoEs in her kit. She also brings some debuffs out there. She's a little bit of a control champion. Obviously, she's very cool looking. So if you like this champion and you pick this champion, you're not going to be disappointed. She will definitely do a lot of work for you in the early and mid game but by the time you get to the late game, she's going to fall off and you're not going to have as many uses for her. But like I said, she's a very good early game carry and mid game carry. And so this is one very good option. If you don't like Deacon Armstrong for some reason, this is probably your next best option. The third champion really worth considering is Mordecai. Now, Mordecai is only going to be available to Android users. So if you have an Android device and you want to download the game on that device and at least start your account there, you can always move over to another device later on once you have your login credentials locked in. But Mordecai is an HP burner. Now, an HP burner is a way to do a lot of AoE damage based on the enemy's health pool. So the larger the health pool, the more damage an HP burn does. And so he's very good against specific bosses. This was the champion that I chose when I started my account back in the day. However, that was before either Deliana or Deacon Armstrong were available. So I think he's a good third choice. And he does also have a little bit of turn meter increase. So he does speed up your team a little bit, just like Deacon Armstrong. So he's actually not too dissimilar to Deacon Armstrong, but he's a little bit squishier and he's a little bit more of a damage dealer and a little bit less of sort of the tanky support that gets your team going. So still a very good champion, and you might want one at some point. But the question is, do you want to use your one-time starter code on a Mordecai or not? And again, you have to have an Android device in order to do that. I don't think you'd be disappointed in Mordecai. This is simply a matter of preference. So like I said, my choices would be Mordecai as the third best option here. Just to round out your information here, Power Starter, Lucky Raid, and Lady Kun all give you epic champions. They are decent champions, so they are one rank above rare. It goes rare, then epic, then legendary. So they're not bad champions. They're all basically damage dealers of some kind, but none of them are outstanding. And in most cases, people who get these champions either build them only for the early game, or they end up using them as food to make their other champions more powerful. So if you really want a good carry that's going to last a long time, you're looking for Deacon Armstrong, Deliana, or Mordecai. Now, there is a second batch of codes that you're going to get access to once you get in the game. And one of the things that you want to know is when you go to use a promo code, you can only use one per 24 hours. So when you go over here to the tab, you go to promo codes. Let's say you put in superpowers. I'm not going to be able to use it because I've already used my starter code. So it's going to tell you that it's only valid for new players. But what would happen here is now you would get a timer that would lock you out for 24 hours. There are some other time-sensitive codes that you want to try using just to get more resources, and in some case, even get additional champions to start your account with. But remember, you won't be able to do this on day one. You'll have to do it on day 2. And the 24 hours starts from the moment you put in the first promo code. So whatever time of day you put in the first promo code, you're going to want to be there 24 hours later to put in your next promo code. Here is the second batch of new player promo codes. I would recommend you try them in this order. I don't know if you'll get locked out from some of these by using other ones. These have collected, kind of accumulated over the past couple of years and even the past couple of months. So I am not a new player. I haven't used many of these codes. Sometimes when I make a new alternate account just to have fun and mess around, I will use one of these codes. But you probably want to try them in this particular order. And again, you'll be able to do one every 24 hours. So you will be able to get additional resources, maybe additional champions. You can do some research on these codes and decide if you want to do them in a different order. I don't know that the order will matter too much because none of these codes are as powerful as the first code you're going to use on the first day. But they do give you additional resources, and that's going to maybe speed up your first week or so in terms of progress in the game. Okay, so that is the basics of promo codes for new players. Raid does release additional promo codes. Usually every month there is one from Plarium, which is the company that produces Raid. Sometimes they also enter into partnerships or sponsorships with other groups, companies, games, streamers. So they may release limited time promo codes, and you would enter those in the same way. Again, remember, you can only enter one code per 24 hours. And sometimes those codes that come out may only be around for 48 hours, 72 hours. Sometimes they last all month. But I will try to update you on those at the beginning of each month so that you can come back here, visit my channel, get those promo codes, and get those resources to keep your progress going. Other than that, if you are a new player looking to learn the game and progress as effectively as possible in Raid Shadow Legends, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, watch some of my videos that are already in my library. I cover a lot of new player concepts, from this screen right here, which is called the Bastion, and everything that's going on, to all the different kinds of battles that you're going to see. I talk about champions, I talk about gearing, I talk about team composition, I even talk about PvP. So all from the standpoint of free-to-play players and new players. So if you're looking for some new player guides, definitely check out my channel and consider subscribing. Thanks for joining me. I've been Colred. I hope to see you in another video very soon.